It was back in 2001. I think most of us will understand what happened back then. The Twin Towers fell, right? So as an 8th grader, I watched those Twin Towers fall, and at that moment, after wiping away the tears, I realized and I told myself, I'm going to stand up and I'm going to join the military and fight so that that never happens again. And I had to wait because the Army doesn't accept 8th graders. Otherwise, would have been right in there. But I waited till shortly after graduating high school, and I remember that promise that I made to myself. So I went to the Army recruiter's office, and I said, what's the most dangerous job you can give me right now? And they said, you want to look for bombs and blow stuff up? I said, that sounds like a blast, sign me up. Blast, bomb. Okay, all right, we're on the same page. I'm glad you guys are awake. So that's what I did. I deployed to Afghanistan in 2010, and my job was to search for IEDs, improvised explosive devices, in other words, homemade bombs that the Taliban would bury in the roads and they would try and take us out. So we're on convoys every single morning searching for these IEDs. And I was blown up a few times. Don't worry, I had a good time. And the first time my truck blew up, it went up into the sky, came back down, missing some pieces, of course. But everybody inside my truck was okay. So in my mind, I'm like, this is awesome. I love roller coasters, and it felt like a roller coaster, and nobody in my truck got hurt. So for me, I'm thinking, okay, I could get blown up all day, every day, this is perfect. Until that fateful moment where everything changed. My personality even actually started to change. March 26, 2011, my best friend was shot and killed by a sniper. It changed everything of who I was inside and out. I became angry. I became the person that I wasn't meant to be, and I was no longer wanting to do my job the way I was supposed to do it. I wanted to go and take out everything I saw. So there's a way that when we get to that mindset, I believe that God will shake us and get us out of it. Sometimes it's tragedy. Sometimes it's something that just hits us right in the face. But for me, it was a 200-pound bomb. As I was on mission one day, shortly after losing my best friend, we were cleared to go out and do route clearance on the most dangerous route in Afghanistan. We were blown up many times on this route, and this one, we had to cover it twice, once in the morning and once in the afternoon. As we went on this route in the morning, the truck in front of me was blown up. Everybody was okay, the truck was totaled, but we needed a new crew and a new truck to come out, meet us, and allow us to continue our mission because we weren't done for the day. So that happened, and as that was all going down, my driver asked me, Lane, you want to switch spots? I was like, yeah, sure. We're about a month from going home, and he needed some time on the gun, so we switched. We went, continued our mission, came back to cover that route the second and final time for the day. The Taliban had buried a bigger, stronger IED in the same hole we were just blown up in that morning. As our trucks were coming through, they picked my truck and they pressed the trigger. My truck went up in the air and flipped onto the right side. My door, which was found 100 meters away, weighs 500 pounds, just to give you an idea of how huge that explosion was. My soldiers told me that they thought I flew out the truck because they saw debris flying everywhere. And I told them, no, I was wearing my seatbelt. I hope you all wear your seatbelts. I'm just saying. So I was wearing my seatbelt, and of course, it was one of the reasons that I'm still here today. Now, when the blast actually happened, I had no idea of the injuries that I sustained. Immediately, I became a double amputee. Yes, double. Then my left femur snapped in half, my pelvis snapped in half, my spine dislocated from my pelvis, my right arm snapped in half, my right middle finger was amputated, but who needs that? My four front teeth were knocked out because my face hit the steering wheel, and my head shattered the 4-inch bulletproof glass windshield. It was pretty devastating, and at the same time, I had no idea what happened to me because everything also inside my torso was destroyed by shrapnel that was flying around, except for my heart and my left lung. So they brought me to the closest hospital and started doing surgery after surgery after surgery, putting me back together. They had to cut me open down my perfectly chiseled abs just to go in there and put me back together. That wasn't a joke. That was a real. They had to go in and put me back together, and I died twice on the operating table. I've had 28 surgeries to this day. I was in a coma for a month and a half, mainly because I just was tired, needed to relax, and also heal, of course. And so after waking up from my coma, a lot of soldiers, I found out when they woke up, they would panic, they would freak out and be kind of upset at the situation, pulling tubes from their bodies and all sorts of stuff. But I woke up and I thought about my situation immediately. I realized that I'm alive and I have control of my thoughts. I'm blessed. Even though I'm in a whole lot of pain, I'm still blessed to be alive. So the moment I was able to finally speak, because they put a tracheotomy in my throat, because I wasn't able to breathe properly, so they put the tube down my throat, and when they took it out, it actually destroyed my vocal cords, so I had to go through speech therapy again. That was fun. But the first things that I told my dad was, looking down at my legs missing and my whole body just torn up, I was like, well, this is different. And he chuckled, and he asked me, why do you say that? You should be upset, crying, anything. I said, because it doesn't matter about the situation that I'm in currently. I know I'm going to be strong enough to get past this. And with my faith, I'm definitely going to be strong enough to get past this. Fast forward, I had to go through a whole lot of therapy and learn how to walk again, hence, which is why I named my book Walking Again. Kept it simple for Marines. Anyways, so, just kidding, Spencer, love you. And so, I had to go through all of that, learning how to walk, learning how to talk. And there were moments where I did want to give up. Honestly, I almost took my life a dozen times. I had everything in front of me to do it too. I had the painkillers from the hospital, which were by the gallons, it seemed. It's easy to buy a pistol here in Texas. And there's knives everywhere you go. So I had it all. I almost did it a dozen times. But the thing that kept reminding me of why I'm still here was my best friend. How many of us that have served have lost somebody we were close to, a battle buddy? Yeah, see, we've all been there. We've all had that devastating heartbreak of when we lost somebody. Every time I tried to end it, every time I wanted to just give up and just curl in a ball and go into the bedroom and never leave ever again, I thought about my best friend, Justin Ross. What was his sacrifice going to be for if I just laid there and did nothing with my life? What was his sacrifice meant for? Absolutely nothing if I did that. And that hurt me more than everything else. I started to realize that with every day that I wake up and I put my mind set on being positive, living life with a purpose, and doing everything I can to uplift the people that are around me, that I was doing something in honor for Justin Ross. and every single other person and soldier who has died for this country. I remind myself that every single day. If I was a couch potato and just sitting around not doing much, playing video games, it would be an okay life. But do you think that's honoring the people who have sacrificed for this country? No, it's not. And I want to do everything possible because I served with them. I want to do everything possible to honor that sacrifice. One of the things that I like to tell people is what the Army told me. Never give up, never surrender. Have y'all heard that before? Never give up, never surrender. There's a lot of people that want to give up and surrender. I'm not going to be one of them. That's in my blood, that's in my heart, that's in my soul, to keep fighting for every single day that I have. Not just for those who have sacrificed, but now I'm married, happily. Yeah. Calm down, ladies, calm down. But honestly, I want to live life waking up knowing I have a future, and I get to do whatever it is that I can live in a positive way and lift people up. I got 24 hours to do it today. Tomorrow's another day. But right now, today, I have, well, how many hours do I have left? Not 24. Slept in. But the point is, every single day I'm going to wake up and live life to the fullest. And I hope and I pray that each one of you do the same thing. Because life is short. I died twice on the operating table. I shouldn't be here. Many of us have gone through tragedies, through trials, tribulations, but yet we're still here and you're still breathing another 24 hours. That's a blessing and it's an honor. And I thank you all for being here. I'm proud of each one of you, especially the graduates. I'm glad that you guys are here, fighting for your day, fighting for your families, for yourself, and for those who have sacrificed for this amazing country. Thank you all so much, and God bless.